masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Hello there, welcome to another setup video. We're in Shanghai, China for this one, and we got 3 laps, driving as Bortoletto for Invicta. Let's go and get into it. So remember, this is all about showing you guys what the setup is like. The result is irrelevant. Really poor getaway. Something that needs to be worked on for me is the starts, but we can just send it straight down the inside, round everybody. You'll see the setup, which comes at the end of the video, as I need to be careful as my teammate of Miney is right next to me, making it 3 wide into this corner. It's not going to go well as we're kind of wheel locked. But yeah, their traction, their downforce, their everything is so much better. As you'll see, their straight line speed is ridiculous as I just get yeeted out of the way. I believe the AI for the F2 is broken. I truly believe that. They just don't care. They just don't care. They don't need to worry about traction. They don't need to worry about braking. They don't need to worry about anything. But that's just a personal opinion. And you can see just how much my knees gained on me, and then you can see how much the cars in front of me are pulling away. And you could argue that that is down to AI ability level, but they seem to do that a lot as well. Just randomly stop, and then just look and Miney. There you go, getting yeeted again. And by the time I get the power down, they've already pulled off into the distance. And while some of it is definitely a skill issue for me, other factors are not. But yeah, the setup feels good, and like I said, as always, the setup is at the end. And yeah, I hope it helps. Do that good stuff. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. There's more setups coming, even the wet weather ones, which will be fun. Even though I know for a fact I've got more downforce than the AI, that's a standard. You can see on just how much they don't need to worry about downforce, because how they were able to keep up with me around the hairpin, and yeah. Even Hajar has managed to gain 6/10 on me, and he's still gaining. It's crazy on how much they gain. But obviously you guys run the AI level that you're comfortable with. I run 105 just simply to test myself, see where my limits are, and really test the setup. But the setup, like I said, feels really good. It's set up for obviously me, but make sure you guys change the setup to suit yourselves. This obviously section here is a low speed section, and you have to be so gentle on the throttle, especially when running no assists, and if you are too eager you spin. Which isn't good. We should have DRS. So I've opened my DRS wing, and look, I'm getting swamped, getting absolutely wrecked by the cars behind, and I have no answer for it. Yes, I went deep, but they're still pulling away. Crazy. Setup's next. So this is what we've done with the China setup then, and as if you've seen the 3 laps prior, you'll see how it handled, how it worked, and yeah. So going with 36 on the front wing and 24 on the rear. Me personally, I think there's something seriously wrong with the AI, but that's just me. Yeah. 36 on the front, 24 on the rear. What I mean by the AI is the AI doesn't seem to need to worry about downforce or traction or tyre wear or nothing, but that's something I've come to expect from Codemasters. So 36 on the front, 24 on the rear. On the transmission, I've gone with 20% off on throttle, and 80% off. Seems to work. If you want to run more, take a 30-70, 30-65. I wouldn't recommend going any higher than 45, but I wouldn't recommend going any lower than 60 either. But for the sake of this setup, I've gone with 20 on and 80 off. Onto the suspension geometry, and as standard procedure, it's left, 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 left. Seems to work. What's the point of it being in the setups if it doesn't work, right? It's just pointless. Onto the suspension, and it's pretty, I'll be honest, this pretty much never changes. 41 front suspension, that's a must. F1, F2, just keep it as 41. This then changes from ranging 1 to 12, anywhere in that bracket. I wouldn't recommend going any higher than 15, so if you keep those ranges in mind, always 41 on the front suspension, between 1 and 12, maybe 1 and 15 in the rear suspension. That's up to you guys to decide. Those seems to work for roll bars. For the sake of this setup though, I've gone with 41.8. Front only roll bar, 21 always. If you're going understeer, drop it down a little bit. But understeer is not really a thing in these F1 car, in these F2 cars. Sorry, I did notice a bit of understeer doing Japan, but Japan is the nature of the beast. China, really, there is understeer, but yeah, it's a setup preference. And again, the more you change your setup to suit you guys, the better it will be for you. Roll bars on the rear, you can get away with running 21. So if you're ever stuck, front suspension of 41, rear suspension between 1 and 12, front anti-roll bar of 21, rear anti-roll bar of 21 if you have to, and then it's a choice then between 18 and 25, and then I wouldn't recommend going any lower than 53, anywhere between 53 and 57, and you got your basic setup. But for the sake of this one, I've gone with 22 on the front ride height and 53 on the rear ride height. It seems to work. There are bumps. Obviously, it's China. It is quite a bumpy circuit. But yeah, just do your best. But remember, the more you change this setup to suit you guys, the better it will become. Onto the brakes, and I found that 99 kind of works for F2 cars for me. If you run 100, run 100. If you run any lower brake bias than 57, by all means run it. But I found that this combination works well around China. And yeah, obviously I'm only talking to those guys who use no assists, ABS off, for example. ABS on, doesn't matter, you can run 150, it won't make a blind bit of difference to you guys. Onto the tyres, and shock, it's max pressures. This has been China. Hope it helps, do that good stuff. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, let me know what you think. Catch you later.
Peace.